Another thing that I don't want to leave out is how are you holding up right now in Jamaica post Melissa? And we have family on both
Both
sides of the
sides.
aisle, so
Right.
in the
So I think
community.
maybe I mentioned this earlier when I first came in before you came on. I personally, but my partner Reggie, we were in Negril because I had done a sound bath in Montego Bay on Saturday evening. So Sunday we stayed in Negril, and then Monday Sunday my flight was canceled to be on the cruise that you went on, right? And so because the flights were canceled, it didn't happen. We thankfully drove to Kingston, and thankfully the part of Kingston where we were in was not hit as bad as other parts of the island. We maybe lost power for an hour. The biggest thing that we did lose was water, but because we have a water tank, we have backup systems, but not everybody has that. So, sometimes you feel a little guilty for the little bit that you have. We did have some canned goods, some rice. One of my cousins from London recently, I would say like August, sent me a barrel. So I had enough things to give away and still some things to give away. Yeah, our uncle in Montego Bay and some cousins lost their roof. So it's just like wanting to hurry up and go and, support everybody how they need it, giving clothes, giving whatever it is that you can. Because it's devastating to turn on the TV or to Google Jamaica, Hurricane Melissa, when you know that this place just Saturday, just the other day was fine. So here we are in this rebuild and recovery. But I think it'll be better a year from now. We'll be like, wow, Melissa really did some damage, but we came on top of it. So yeah, just gonna continue to see how I can support in all the ways that I'm capable. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for asking and I thank y'all for just reaching out all the time. Everyone who was reaching out to check on us and see if we were okay because yeah, it was definitely a tragedy.
Continue prayers of positivity to your family and everything and everyone going through something in Jamaica right now. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And I think that's it. We need people to continue praying, for the recovery, continue to have people send in donations or be a part of relief efforts to get things here on the ground that we don't have or that were damaged just because of the storm. So, yeah, if you're engaged in any of those things where you're at, or even just posting it on social media, reposting it, those things help. So, I thank y'all. Again, this is, I think, something great that y'all doing to have a conversation to go deeper. So, yeah, enough gratitude.
And you have some friends that are making efforts for people to receive donations, right?
What do people need, and is there like an organization? Because there's all these people going, we're doing things for Jamaica, and one of the reasons I don't engage is because I don't know how legit it is. And I don't want to
Yeah.
go and give money or give things and it just sits in a room somewhere and doesn't get to you.
Right. Yeah, no, I think people definitely need food and water. Um, People are saying no more clothes, but I think, if you have it to give, give it. Even the same with money. If you have it to give, give it. If you know it's going to a reputable organization, it will trickle down. As far as the recovery, I think it's really tools and labor, manpower. That's what's gonna help this to go faster, because everybody's willing to work, but do they have the tools? Do they have the equipment? Do they have the manpower to do it? So that's a big thing. And I said with the food, maybe a lot of the supermarkets were damaged. So the food, the water, maybe those things might have been contaminated. So I know people are sending those types of goods. You know, People are also sending feminine care, toothpaste, soaps. toothbrushes, those type of things, cleaning supplies, right? It's one of those things where you're just like, there's people who live in the bush. There's people who live in the bush, and the relief is not getting to them, but they need it the same way. So it's just a matter of, there are some local efforts happening. I know one of them, Humanity Over Vanity. I know even one of the local yoga studios that I go to and that I've taught at, True Self, they're collecting things. I know there's this organization, Jamaicans Abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. I think it's called the Jaja Foundation. They're a good one to connect with. But personally, I just been going, to who I can physically get to. But those are some ones for those in the diaspora who are looking to contribute, how they can. Those are just a few of them that I would say are not anything to do with scamming, right? So, because I know that's a thing too. So,
yeah, absolutely. And you got to watch the wording when people say things like, we're doing a fundraiser and we're going to donate so much of the profit.
Right.
That, what's the profit?
Right.
This amount of proceeds go to, yeah.
Right.
But that helps, because we can look up some of those organisations, and worst case scenario, we can just go straight to you through Emmanuel. You know what I mean? That's another way. It's just
I personally know people at the Jaja Foundation, and those are like mostly with the medical supplies, and they're doctors in the different fields of medicine that come here, bring supplies, bring tools, and I've seen their name amongst the headlines of who people can send resources to support. I know Humanity Over Vanity. My partner, his friend, is heavily involved in that, and I see them actively going out to the parishes to give. And then, like I said, one of the local places that I know, they may not be collecting from abroad, but they're collecting here locally. The other two can be collecting from abroad. And then, maybe I'll send some others to Emmanuel so that he can share with you all that are reputable. Because, nobody wants to be doing anything and then to know that their full money is not going to the full person. You have some people in the bush, so they're reaching out to people. Still, some power is not up in some places. So, like the solar and the what is it? The solar charging, flashlights, and those type of things.
Yeah. That's good to know, because
to Parlin. You may have already heard some of the things that I've said, so I don't want to be like repeating, So I hope some of those are the things you haven't heard.
All of it. It's no matter what, it's abstract to us. I don't live in Jamaica. I live in England. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't think about it is abstract to me. And then when I go online and stuff, I'm very aware of people exploiting disasters around the world and saying that, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it. I've seen some things where I'm like, nah, man, there's no way you're getting a penny of my money. Not that I had any money to donate anything anyway, but I can make efforts. I've got a better, clear understanding from everything you just said.
Good.
That really helps.